So very good afternoon, all the students. So we are going to continue with the topic that we have started, that is slope and deflection equation method for analysis of indeterminate structures. So we have seen first part of derivation of slope and deflection equation without considering any load. We consider that segment which do not have any load. Second, in that second part, we have seen fixed end moment, how to calculate those fixed end moments. So first I am going to explain some fixed end moment by using slope deflection equation, how we can calculate those, what is basic meaning of fixed end moment and why we need to find those. So then we continue with the slope deflection equation derivation for the load condition, and we will solve some numerical also related to that particular. So that is all about for the today lecture. We will discuss continue one by one. So let's move. So first is a fixed end moment that we discussed in the last class. From there, I'm going to move further. So in the last class, we have different ways to calculate or to calculate the slope fixed end moment in a beam. But here I am going to put some different relation, means a different way to calculate fixed end moment, or basically I can say by using slope and deflection equation method, I am going to calculate those fixed end moment. So by using this also you can calculate, or the way we have already seen in the last class how to calculate fixed end moment, we have already seen that, and already students solve some problem also related to that. So fixed end moment basically is a very important part, and for slope and deflection equation method, there is any load is there, in that case fixed end moment will be there. So we need to find it fixed end moment, and we must aware about what fixed end moment is all about and how it's going to affect your slope and deflection equation. So we have to find it out, what is fixed end moment and why we need to find out this value that we are going to see and check what is the basic purpose and basic form. Fixed end moment, FEM. Fixed means a moment which is created on a body which is fixed, and at that point moment itself considered to be a couple or a moment which is acting over there. So slope deflection equation, you have some idea now. I hope so. Everybody seen that. So up to this particular point, MAB, there are some rotation, same thing that we have seen, the simply continuous beam here, A, B, C, D. So there is a UDL load on the segment BC in between. So due to that load, obviously body is going to deflect at the shape which I just having or mark my mouse cursor actually. You can see this is the deflected shape, and due to this load also the member other members portion also going to deflect, like it is showing on the other side of segment AB and CD. So there are deflection will take place. Obviously rotation are going to resist. No, sorry, these vertical supports are not going to resist the rotation. So they are not the fixed support, they are hinge and roller supports. So roller and hinges allow us to rotate. So in that case, rotation will take place at A point, sorry, if you take it A and B, so that will be theta A and theta B due to this load. If you write the slope deflection equation for this particular segment AB, which is equal to MAB, means the fixed end moment, and MAB, a moment which is happening at spot A due to this load, can be calculated by using our slope deflection equation, which is nothing but 2 EI by L, 2 theta A plus theta B. Up to this portion, everybody knows that how this value coming out and how we can find out this. So derivation we already seen in the last class, plus WL square by 12. This is the fixed end moment that we also know now, because we have already solved this value is coming, how we can get this fixed end value. But in the equation, from where this value is coming, that I am going to drive it today's lecture itself. And for MBA, the value just for sign convention, one will be positive, other will be negative only. So these two values are considered to be fixed end moments. So these are the moment. Basically, fixed end moment allow us to reduce the rotational capacity. So whatever the rotation it takes place, if you apply those, suppose this beam is going to deflect somewhat like this. If you see here, let me draw something, annotate if I'm able to do it. So that's these are the point here. So from here, suppose this is the deflection is taking place here. So that's how the deflection takes place. So basically, this is the fixed beam or fixed support will not allow to deflect and rotate from the support end. Deflection will take place some far distance or some distance away from the support. So these points are basically considered to be point of inflection. Or either you can say this up to this point, and from this point you can take this beam out, and similarly you can make this beam to be as a simply spotted beam, which is nothing but, we already know that the point where the bending moment is zero, we can call it a point of inflection or point of contraflexure. Or you can say at the simply spotted ends, we know that moment is value zero. So here I can say that up to this extent, I this consider to be a simply spotted beam. As simply spotted beam allow us or give us the bending moment at the spot is zero. So these are the values, fixed end moments values, that is WL square by 2, that we already calculated how to find it out. And this one is also we already seen that. So way how to find it out, that everybody knows about it. So basically fixed end represent the effect of applied load. What is give us about that? It will represent the effect of applied load. Let me take it upside if it is possible. Yes, on the relationship between the member end moments and the rotation. So we are going to set up a relation between fixed end moment, or we have a relation that fixed end moment let us the relation between and the member end rotation and members it's a member end moments. So if you see in this particular problem here, if a beam is going to deflect, this end moment will allow us to take this beam to top side, means the rotation can be reduced in that particularly. So we have this particular problem. So let's see in the further slide what we have further. First, let me clear it, otherwise it's not going to move further. So, so here, if you see already the sign convention we have already decided. So what are the sign convention that we will see here? So the sign convention that we used in the previous lectures also, that remains same. Counterclockwise, we are going to proceed consider to be as a positive sign. Clockwise sign, which is a negative here. So same strategy to find out the end moments that we have already seen. So this is the point which I just explained to you, guys. These are the points where I can say the point of inflection, or you can say the point where the bending moment is zero. So at fixed end sports, at these sports and at this particular sport, slope is zero. That we already know by the geometrical law, that we already studied about it. And this is the beam deflection which is taken place due to the load which is applied over it. So what I can do here, first of all, we are assuming that fixed, rather it can rotate. Simply at this particular point, if you see at this point and at this point where the deflection shape is here, I just going to draw it, and it's just a simply spotted beam. So simply spotted beam, why I'm taking that simply spotted beam is basically because the point of inflection or the point where the bending moment is zero. So simply spotted points are only the spot point where bending moment value coming out to be zero only. So that's why I can take it as a simply spotted beam. So I just assume that, put the loading which is I have over the beam, place over the simply spotted beam, that just I take it out from the fixed end beam from this, and draw the its deflected shape. And we know that there is a theta A and theta B, and it's theta. Now this beam, if you remember from your structure analysis one concept, we know that it is a simply spotted beam which having a UDL load, and we can calculate theta A and theta B. So very easily we can find it out. So let's see how we can find it out. So here, if you see, already know that what is the meaning of this fixed end moment, what will happen there. So if there is a UDL loading acting over the simply spotted beam, due to this load, first if you see here in this particular, so deflection is happening in a very like exacted shape, which I am trying to draw here. This is the shape which is you can see. Due to this applied fixed end moment here, what will happen? This shape can be move upward, means यहाँ पे जो deflection, that deflection which is happening here, or slope which is initially at the point of spot just around the spot, which is just will move. So after putting the fixed end moment, this beam behave like as a fixed beam. Yes or no? It will be behave like a fixed beam, because we know that hinge support, if you add this external friction moment, so that is the one addition support reaction is required to make my beam to be a fixed beam. So that's how we can reduce our slope, which is happening initially at the support point. Now it will be somewhere else or some distance from the support point. So that is a phenomenon or fundamental, basically you can say, of the fixed end moment. It's a very helpful to reduce the deflection of the beam which is happening. That's why we always assume we know that it's a fixed beam is a much more stable beam compared to the other one. So that is the reason deflection comparatively of a fixed beam coming out to be very less than the other beams like simply spotted or cantilever or any other beam, depending upon the condition that we are using. So this is all about for fixed and beam. So now I'm going to put some numerical for how to calculate by using this particular method. So if you see here, I'm just mentioning here the procedure that we need to adopt to solve the problem by using slope deflection equation method. So again, this is a fixed beam. We have a UDL. What you need to do, you need to split this beam to be two different beams, and ultimately we are going to superimpose them and get the value that we are required, which is nothing but FEM. That is the fixed end moment that we need to find. This is the value that we required here. So that value we can calculate by using this slope deflection equation that we have already seen. So what we need to do here, basically this is a beam which is actually the problem which is mentioned here. This is the beam. So basically if there is a UDL is there, I can make a deflected shape as it is visible here. Take out the simply spotted beam, apply the actual loading and calculate theta and theta B, and apply the fixed end moment, that is the required value that we need to find out. So basically it will try to, if you superimpose these two, if you superimpose the two, that is nothing but that is the same image which we are going to get here. So the deflection which is taken place here, if you see, it will reduce because this moment will try to take this deflection shape to be a little upside, like somewhere deflection will take place somewhere like this, right? So this is the fixed and our deflection, or you can say slope deflection equation. By using this, we also can calculate your fixed end moment, that is the required value of this. So we already seen how to calculate fixed end moment by using a different way. So everybody knows what is the procedure, what are the technical terms, and what is the method to approach to solve those fixed end moments. So everybody knows that we already conduct or solve some problem for related to those by in the previous class. Now the next numerical I'm going to solve by using this equation. So I will apply this equation and calculate the friction moment that is required to calculate. So first, what is the approach to do? First, you need to assume the beam is simply spotted. Yes, we already assumed it. Calculate its end rotation. It means you need to find out the theta A and theta B. Then negate the rotation. Negate the rotation means that you need to put in the third case where we are going to negate the rotation, whatever the value is there, we are going to reduce that. Plug them into the slope deflection equation. You need to put the values of slope and deflection, means the theta A and theta B value put into this slope and deflection equation, and you will get your value, that is the required value for beam, that is fixed and moment for AB segment. Fine. So next I'm using a simple problem. Let me put into the methods of slope deflection equation to calculate fixed end moment in this case. So everybody aware about this simple problem. In that we have a fixed end beam which is showing on your screen. You can see here. So this is the fixed end beam which we are going to analyze. What is the fixed end moment at this particular point and this point. So suppose this is a point. Let me draw it. This is the A point and this is your B point. Fine. So these are the 2 points where the load is acting in the center point. So obviously it is going to split the beam into the 2 half equal lengths, which is L by 2, and this one is also L by 2. So it's EI is given constant, means flexure rigidity is constant. Flexure rigidity is nothing but it's a resistance against the flexure. flexure is nothing but when the load is acting transverse to the beam, it will try to deflect the beam. That's considered to be a flexure thing. So its resistance against the flexure is considered to be EI, that is a product of EI. So if the value of EI is more, in that case, we can say that its resistance is very high compared to the other point. There. So here, if you see, in this particular way, the approach remains same. You need to consider a one simply spotted beam, other is with the rotation and rotation beam. So here, there is a simple way to find out the theta A and theta B. There are different methods to calculate slope and deflection, or basically we are interested here to calculate slope only. So we are not bothering about what is the value of deflection coming out due to the P load applied in the simply spotted beam. So basically, I'm going to calculate theta A and theta B. The methods we have already seen in the your structure analysis. One part was there is a double integration method. We have Castigliano theorem. We have your strain energy methods. We have in unit load method. We have moment area method, conjugate beam method. Any method you can use according to your knowledge. Fix one out of them and calculate the theta A and theta B. Otherwise, we are not interesting to apply those the method to get these values. Just remember the values, what is the value coming out due to this load applied. So theta A and theta B will coming out to be PL square by 16 EI. Their value will be same, but one will be positive, other will be negative, depending on the how they are going to rotate. Clear? So that's how we have to get the value of slope here. Then the second portion that we need to make from the fixed end beam, there will be two portions. So I'm just moving a bit fast because these things already you aware about it. So that's why I just a bit speed. I put my leg or press my accelerator here, so to be a bit fast. So that's why I just to complete this portion, and I will be on the portion of slope deflection and derivation. There I will be a bit slow speed. So we are going to get the values of FEM. So that is the second portion that we need to cut out from the beam and then apply the superposition method and get the values of fixed end moment. So what we need to do, that means we have here the negate the rotation that we need to do. There is a theta A and theta B because this moment, fixed end moment will try to take it on this direction. It is on our anti-clockwise. This is in clockwise. So anti-clockwise considered to be positive, clockwise considered to be negative. So the same way we need to find it out. FEM equal to 2EI by L, 2 theta A plus theta B. According to our sign convention, theta A is coming out to be PL square by 16 EI, theta B will be equal to minus PL square by 16 EI. So after putting getting all the values, you need to put into the equation, that is the required equation, place it in, and you will get the values of fixed end moment. That is the required value that we already calculate by using a different way. Now I just calculate the values of fixed end moment by using slope deflection equation. So this is all about for fixed end moment. So we have seen the slope and deflection equation in the last class. We have already discussed about the slope and deflection equation without the consideration of load. So that is a mention first slide which I'm just representing here. So we have already know about what is fixed and slope and deflection equation for MAB, means the moment about A this sport and the moment about B sport. So that value we already calculate, and the derivation also we have seen in the last class. So today I'm going to put some another scenario, means I'm taking some load and try to emphasize or putting a relation in front of you. What is the relation coming out for slope and deflection equation in case of there is any load is there. So let's see that. So same problem, but the beam is remain same that we just consider here, but the segment which I'm just considering here, I'm taking a load segment. In the first case, in the previous part, always go with the simplest part. So we have a without load segment. We are already aware about some basic fundamental of slope and deflection. Now I bring you a bit higher step, that is a load condition if it's there. In that case, what will be the slope and deflection coming out, that we have to understand here. So here if you see, there is a loading system is there which is having a UDL over the beam, and the way it's going to deflect, or we can say these are the notation of our positive sign convention. This is in positive, and this is also in positive sign convention. So they will try to deflect our beam the shape which is visible on your screen. You can find out. So MAB is also in anti-clockwise direction, MBA is also in anti-clockwise direction. This is our positive sign convention, just I'm taking out here. So the beam which is AB, point A and B is there. There is a UDL loading acting throughout the beam, which is having a W kilonewton per meter, obviously. Its length is L. So the sign convention that we have seen in the last slide, last case also, so we are continuing with that only. So either you can change, that depends on your also, you can change the sign convention. So according to that, shape will change, or according to that, other values will coming out to be positive or negative. Nothing more than that will change. So sign only the changes will coming out in that particular process. So if see here in this particular the same beam, I just try to draw the. So here we have a beam that we just consider here. So due to this MAB, which is a moment acting over here, so it will try to deflect the shape that I just shown you in the previous slide. Let me show you again so you can connect with it. So this is the same shape. Here I just taking the outer portion only. Here this is the shape. So that's how it's going to be deflect. So that is a dimension. So sign convention in that case, we are just taking opposite here. So one is a positive, other is a negative in this particular. They are not in the same direction. Sorry, actually they are in same direction. It's also in the same direction. These are the positive sign convention. Just we are taking out. So this is also due to this MAB is going to create the rotation which is in the beam, which is theta A, and here is theta B, which is going to happen due to MBA. So there are the positive sign convention that we consider. So for this particular case, if you see, there are we need to write two slope deflection equation. What are these? MAB in terms of theta A, theta B, and the one addition will come out, that is in the form of loading also. So in the previous case, I hope everybody knows what was their setup of equation was two only, but we are going to set a relation between MAB in terms of theta A and theta B only, because there was no load. But here in this case, we have load also. So we need to put a relation between MAB with the theta A, theta B, and the loading, which is W kilonewton per meter, which is these are the equation is only two required, because MAB and MBA we are going to interrelate, or we are putting the relation with the theta A, theta B, and the loading that we have just seen. This case is for the loading criteria, so loading W will also interpret in this. So one equation for defining MAB, which I just explained to you in terms of theta A, theta B, and the loading, which is W. Another equation which is MBA required in terms of, we are going to define it in terms of theta A, theta B, and W. And ultimately the approach, the procedure, the principle, we are going to adopt the same in the last case that was adopted was superposition strategy, or you can say superposition method. We are going to divide the beam into different segments. In first case, we will consider this load. In second case, we are going to consider this moment, and third is your loading. So according to that, we are going to, I will explain each and every aspect, so you will understand afterwards by seeing this particular slide. So here there is a three segments. So basically three segment I will let you know. One is due to this MAB, we are going to set up a relation theta A, theta B. Second is MBA. Fine. Third is due to the loading. There will be also theta 1 or theta 2 will be there. So vice versa, we need to going to set up the relation here. So let's see what are these. So first, that is a segment which I am going to consider here. MAB, simply spotted beam, you need to consider it. So due to this MAB beam, this load will try, or this moment which is acting over the spot point A, it try to deflect the beam as it is showing over the screen. You can see here. So it will try to deflect the beam in upward direction like this. That's how it is going to act. So this is the deflected shape which is showing on your screen. Due to this moment, I'm just taking that is going to put a angle, or that slope is happening, that is theta A here. This is theta B. that this line is a tangent line. So on the curve or deflected shape, if you draw the tangent line, that angle will basically nothing but your slope over there. So theta b1 here. Second, there is a moment is on the other end was acting MBA. Due to MBA, there is also a slope will taken place in the simplest spotted beam. So I'm just taking as theta A2 and theta B2. Fine. Now third is due to the loading. It is also acting over the beam. So initially, if I just try to let me draw the beam, actually that beam which is looking alike. So that's the beam. We have the UDL over the beam. So this is the, sorry. So this is the beam and there is a moment acting here and one is in this direction. So this is the complete beam which is here on your screen. So I just take first this one, second this one, third is UDL. Fine. So due to this, UDL also downward direction, so it will try to deflect the beam as it is showing on the third image over here. You can see. So W, which is theta A3 and theta B3. So there are three segments, either of 1 or 2, 3 you can consider. So theta A3 here, which is coming due to the loading which is acting. First, basically, there is a simple approach that we are just taking out. There is a beam which is having a fixed end, and I just take out split that beam into three segments. So UDL loading, there are two moments or end moments are acting, which is MAB and MBA, and one is loading. Split them and then superposition them. This is the complete segment which I just looking into that. So if you see, this is the beam, it's how it's going to deflect. I just put this load here and this moment is also there. So this is the complete deflected shape of the beam after you make it superimposed. So what is the value of theta A, total theta A? क्या आएगा? What will be the value of theta A? Theta A is equal to, this is in positive direction as we consider anti-clockwise, theta considered to be positive. Theta A1, it is in clockwise direction. So negative theta A2 minus, this is also in clockwise direction, negative again, so theta A3. So this is the total theta which we need to calculate here. So I just split this beam into three segments, one segment, second segment, and this is your third segment. So by putting or by superimposition method or principle of superposition, I just combined them, add them, or you can say over one and over other over, putting one another two over. In that case, basically value coming out to be theta A1 minus theta A2, but which one is positive, other are two negative. That's why total theta will be coming out to be theta A. Similarly for theta B in this case, so theta B2, it is in anti-clockwise direction that we need to consider. Similar theta is also in anti-clockwise. So both B2 and B3 should be positive. Yes, it is positive. This one is also positive. And theta B1, which is in clockwise direction due to this movement here. So just put into the equation. So now we have theta A, theta B values. Fine. So let's see further what we can solve here. So if you consider a first case or rotation in the first case, these are the values we already know how to calculate. Any of the method that we have already seen in the previous semester subject, that is SA1. So if those who are still not performed that numerical problem, please, this is a homework for today's class. You can solve yourself this problem. If there is a moment acting on the end point, then what will be the value of theta A and theta B? Either of the method you can go for. You can use moment area method, you can go for virtual work method, you can go for conjugate beam method, whatever you want. You can follow any of out of them. So from there you can get the value of theta A1 is MABL or divided by 3i. This value far end is basically coming out to be half of this value. So this is nothing but MABL by 6ei. So that's how we are going to calculate for further cases also. For second, this value is coming out to be MABL by 3, and this will coming out to be MABL by 6ei. So far end will be half of the near end where the moment is acting. Similarly, for this case you already know about it. So there is a UDL loading acting, theta A3 and theta B3 will coming out to be same, one positive, other negative. That is a different issue. So WL by Q by 24 EI and WL cube by 24 EI. So these are the values coming out after putting all the values or getting the values in the case of, because this is a now this problem is a simply spotted beam. So simply spotted beam is nothing but so a determinate beam, and we can find out unknown forces by using equilibrium equations. So that's why just we are making a indeterminate beam to determinate, and we are getting the values of unknowns here. Now we know the value of theta A, theta B1, theta A2, theta B2, and theta A3 and theta B3. Again, this is the superposition things that we need to do. This is the relation that we have already seen. So now value of theta A1, theta A2, theta A3 put into these two equations, and let's see what the value we are getting. And values are theta A1 was coming out to be MABL by 3 EI, theta A2 MABL by 6 EI, theta A3 is WL cube by 24 EI, and B1 is MABL by 6 EI, B2 is MABL by 3 EI, and B3 is WL cube by 24 EI. These are the values that we get from a solution of the simply spotted beam by putting their end moments and the load. Now put into the equation that we have seen after the superposition. So what was the equation? Theta A1 minus theta A2 minus theta A3. Yes. So just place them, and this is the first equation I'm getting here. So theta B2 is nothing but MBAL by 3I means theta B2 minus theta B1 and plus theta B3. So these are the values that we just place here. So solve it. Let's start MAB and let that is MAB and MBA are unknown here. Let's take those. So these are the unknown only because theta we already calculated. EI is constant itself. So otherwise there are only the numbers. So there are two unknowns. EI is already constant. So we are not bothering about this. So MABL and BA is only the unknowns. So we know the value of theta A and theta B also. Solve for them and do first of all we need to rearrange them. So rearranging is nothing but take the common out, take on the other side and simplified it. So by doing so, you will get 6 EI by L theta A is equal to 2 MAB minus MBA minus WL square by 4. So wait a minute. So we are discussing about first equation. Put all the values and rearrange them. Rearrange is the thing, nothing but we need to take one out of the common from this equation, simplified it, take one side, one of the values from other side, which is a negative one, or that is the final solution or the final value you are getting after some calculation of mathematics. And similar for the second also, do it and calculate. These are the values MBA minus MAB plus W square by 4. Now the simplification thing always do, either you need to multiply 2, 3 or 4, whatever. Here I'm just taking a multiply the first equation by 2 and add to the second in this particular, just the simplification way to do it. So one thing we need to make it 0, so that's why I'm just doing that. So 12 EI by L theta A, just multiply by 2, so that will coming out to be 6 into 2, 12 is equal to 2 into 2, 4 MAB minus 2 again 2 MBA minus 2. If you multiply 2 is a 4, 2 cancel out, there will be 2 only, and this will be remain same, the value which just we have. So 6 EI by L theta B 2 MBA minus MAB plus W square is, you can rearrange them also, take this one on front side, this take to the other side, so they will be cancel out here, and remaining we have 6 EI by L 2 theta A plus theta B after taking one of common. So 2A by theta B, 3 from this minus them, 3 MAB minus W square by 4. MAB is equal to 3 to 6 cancel out, that will be 2 EI by L 2 theta A plus theta B plus there you will multiply it and you will get the value W square by 12. So this is the value of slope deflection equation in case of fixed and there is a loading is acting. This is a complete equation. In the previous case, without considering the load, we have this about up to the point of value, this up to this point was the equation without considering the load. Now by considering the load, if there is a loading acting, the slope deflection will be equal to without loading plus you can say it is called FEM. This term is considered to be fixed end moment. इसको कहते हैं this term is considered to be FEM. So fixed end moment. So that is the term. So for the second part we have put into the further calculate the next part, substitute the value of MAB in the one of the above equation, and you will get the same thing, but one of the sign will coming out to be, one will be positive, other will be negative. So these are the values, guys. So MAB is equal to, this is the final equation. MAB is equal to TI by L 2 theta A plus theta B plus your fixed end moment WL square by 12. Depending on the sign convention, you need to take one positive, other will automatically coming out to be negative. So fixed end moment, these are the values. You can follow direct values, or you can write this equation to be up to this and plus FEM and minus FEM. So that's all. This is the ultimate value. So you can note it down. Afterwards, I will discuss about the numeric. So guys, now we are at the point where we are going to see the application of slope and deflection, in which we just consider the load. So beam is on your screen. It's having only two segments, AB and BC. So AB do not have any load. So BC having a load which is UDL acting over the segment, 150 Newton per meter. And segment length is also mentioned. One is 4 meter, other is 6 meter. So the approach remains same for each and every problem. First of all, isolate the beam and joints and apply the rotation moment over there, MAB and BA. Similarly, at this point, this is also, because we need to maintain the equilibrium. So MAB will be, this one is also MAB. Here MBA, this one is MBA, this is MBC, this is also MBC. Just to make sure the sign convention should be equal and opposite to them. So one is rotating in this direction, other should be in this. This is also in this direction, other is in upper direction or opposite to this particular. So similar for the MCB and all that. So that's how you can isolate the joints and apply the moments. So these are the values that we require to find out. So let's see what are the values coming out. So by solving the numerical, you are able to see those. So equation, we know that. So guys, please make sure for first segment AB, what is the equation of slope and deflection? If I am going to doubt, that is MAB is equal to 2 EI by L plus bracket 2 theta A plus theta B. So sorry, multiply is not the plus sign. So MAB equal to 2 EI by L 2 theta A plus theta B. So there is no load. In that case, FEM is a function of load only. So WL by 8, whatever it is. So W, if I am taking a point load acting, in that case, what is the fixed end moment? That is PL or WL by 8. So it's a function of W and L. Fine. If there is a no load, in that case, fixed end moment will not coming out. So free segment, there is no fixed end moment. So don't take that. So MAB and MBA, there will be no load. So just change the theta A, 2 theta A and 2 theta B. That is a difference only coming out. But in the segment BC, if you see in the last image that we just seen in the numerical, we have loading acting. So loading is UDL and one is positive, other will be negative, obviously. So from the direction it's moving, that we need to take the sign. How it's going to, it is anti-clockwise direction. So I'm taking this as a positive and this one is negative. So positive anti-clockwise direction. So 2 EI by L means the length of the segment, which is 6, 2 theta B plus theta C plus the fixed end moment, which is UDL. In the case of UDL, load is acting over the beam, fixed end moment is coming out to be WL square by 12. If it is in anti-clockwise, take it positive. It is in clockwise, take it as negative. The sign convention that we need to follow. So 150 into 6 means L square by 12. Same for the CB also, just the sign bit change is taken place, 2 EI by 6, theta B plus 2 theta C minus the sign WL square by 12. Now we have the values. We need to write the joint equilibrium equation. For particular one joint, MA is equal to 0 means at joint A, moment, the A stands for the joint point, M is the moment, and sum of the moment about that joint is equal to 0. That joint is the moment is only one moment, which is MAB equal to 0. At joint B, there are two moments. One is MBA and MBC. Summation of these two should be equal to 0. And at C joint, MCB is equal to 0. So these are the three equilibrium equation or moment equation or joint equilibrium equation, better you can say. So sum of moment about a joint, what is the value of moment or moment which is acting over it is MAB equal to 0. MB is equal to 0 means at that point how much more number of moments are acting. So there is two segments are attaching at point B. If you see the beam, there are two members. If you see, you can say one joint is AB segment and other is BC segment. So there will be two moment is going to be act. One is MBA, other is MBC. So sum of that moment should be equal to 0. For C, again there is only one. So MCB equal to 0. If the member is continuous further CD, in that case at C point also MCB plus MCD equal to 0. So likewise you can do it. And if suppose this beam is on this direction also a heavy beam, in that case there will be a one more also. So what will be that value? Suppose there is a D is at this side. Let me draw that, annotate that particular portion, but with just suppose there is a beam, this there is also a roller support here, fine. Likewise this is a beam attached. In that case also, how, what is the joint rotation equation? But you can write it, so let me put in the other way, but you can write MBA plus MBC plus MBD is equal to 0. Clear? So that is thing is also you need to mention here. So if there is any further segment is attached or not. So all the values you need to substitute into the moment equation. So MA is equal to 0, the equation that we know, which is equal to 0. MB is equal to 0, 2EI by 4 theta A plus 2 theta B plus MBC. MBC is this one, place here, solve it, you will get the fixed moment is 450. MC is also this value. Now how to solve these values? Just you have to solve one out of that, put in another, the way need to solve it. So you need to just simplify it, theta B plus 2 theta C, and you need to put all the values 1 2 equation to the other equation. The simple mathematics, you can solve all theta A, theta B and theta C. So please try to solve all the values by yourself. You are not supposed to solve it. Please let me know, I will solve you for if I am going to solve further numericals, I will let you know how to get these values. Otherwise you just need to multiply or solve one and other equation and you will get all the stuff there. So once these are the values you need to find. So theta A will coming out, theta B will coming out, theta C is also coming out. So by solving these three equilibrium equations. After doing so, put all the values into the further moment equation and try to solve the values of FAM. One thing I already know before solving this is the moment at A point and moment at C point coming out to be 0. So why it is coming? Because that we already discussed about this particular point, because simply spotted beam is there, or even there is a continuous beam and sports, not the middle sports, and sports value of moment will coming out to be 0. Either you can solve it or not solve it, there is a different issue, value will coming out to be 0. So that is a fixed thing, or you need, this is basically a verification of your calculation. If value is coming, it means you make a mistake in to get the values of thetas. Otherwise you can after putting all the values like I solved it, so you are getting 0 here, there is a 0 also. At middle spot, value will coming out to be same, fine. So as you can see, one is a positive, other will be negative. So sum of the force moment should be equal to 0. So that's how you can see their summation will coming out to be 0 only. So after getting all the values, put into the beams and try to get the values of unknown reactions. Those are provided by spot A, spot B and spot C. So let's see those, how we can find them out. So we know that we need to find VAB and VBA, means the shear force, or you can say reaction, which is provided by the spot or member, and shear force we are finding. In the segment AB, here we don't have any moment, so don't don't put the values. Either you can mention it or put 0, one of if you are not putting it or put it, there is no hardly matter, because values remain 0. So it's a value that moment we calculated. So please make sure, check the sign. Here the sign is coming out negative. If you take negative sign, then consider to be it's the same direction that we followed. Fine, anti-clockwise direction. If you change the direction or change the negative sign, means the sign that we consider to solve the problem, we need to reverse that. Initially, let me show that slide also again. What was my sign convention? You can see that is the sign I just consider here. So anti-clockwise I consider to be positive, but after calculation, what I'm going to get here, value coming out to be negative. What does that mean? That mean is that you need to change this direction. Either if you are not changing it, take minus sign. If you are changing it, don't take the minus sign. That thing already many time I already explained to you. So otherwise you make a mistake or either your value will coming out to be wrong. So make sure about that thing. So VAB and VBA, which is 405 Newton meter, some is apply just equilibrium equations. Sum of vertical force is equal to 0 and moment about any of the support point is equal to 0. So VBA minus VAB, their summation should be equal to 0. Even if you are not aware about one thing, one sign is down, what I'm just considering here, either you can take on both sides. Suppose you are taking both sides, ultimately one answer will coming out to be negative. In that case, you have to reverse it. People may get confused about this. So which sign convention I need to follow here? So basically, if you not aware about in which direction I need to take, I should go with the upward direction or downward side direction. One thing I'll just give you some hint here. If there is a no load and one side moment is acting, in that case, one shear force will be upward side, other will be a downward side. That is just a hint for you if you are calculating. If there is a load acting, in that case always there will be both side will be positive or upward, right? Sum of vertical force is equal to 0. VBA minus VAB means summation of force is equal to 0. Take moment about a point, how it going to be rotate. About VBA means 4 is going to be in this direction, so take any of the sign convention in this particular case. So 4, this is a length into means of force into perpendicular distance. VBA into 4 minus, it is going to be rotating. Let me take a notation here. So how it is going to be rotate? It is going to be rotate in this direction. Fine. It is going to be rotate in this direction. So VBA into its perpendicular distance, that is 4 meter. It is in anti-clockwise. So I just take it as positive here. And this moment is in negative direction. So minus 405 equal to 0. Now what will be the difference if I take this direction? This moment I initially the sign convention I just though that was considered by me before I'm knowing the value is the rotation is we need to or I should change. So suppose I'm taking the same rotation that was considered before. I just put the minus sign. What will happen in that case? Just take the minus value will coming out to be same in this case also. So there will be no difference in this particular problem here. Either you can take positive or negative, or either you can take clockwise or anti-clockwise. So there will be no hardly is a matter. Fine. So that's how we can get the value of VBA and VAB, which is coming out to be 101.25 Newton. So this is the value we can get from it. Similarly, for the second segment number BC. So in this particular case, we have a load which is UDL in terms. So we need to get the values of again VBAC and VCB. So UDL load is acting. It's a value we know that is 150 Newton per meter, and its value is 405, which is in same sign that we have considered. So do not change the direction. If you see the direction that we consider, let me take you to the back side. Let me clear first this, and let me show you the direction. That is the direction I consider. It means the direction that I considered here, the value coming positive. In that case, no need to change that, right? So in this case, I'm not going to change. Just take the same thing that we just considering here, VBC and VCB. Here, just the hint which I just mentioned to you. Here, the load is acting. We need to balance this load. So reaction which coming out to be both will be positive or both will be in upward direction. So sum of vertical forces equal to 0. This is the first equilibrium equation. VBC plus VCB minus it's a UDL load, convert it into point load, 150 into calculate the area. UDL load is also considered to be a rectangle loading. So rectangle area is nothing but 150 is a loading, or you can height into 6 or base, L into B or B into H, whatever. So 150 into 6, so total value will coming out here, 15 into 6, 900 approximately. So MB, take a moment about any of the sport point. You can take a B point or you can take a C point. So here I'm just taking out B. B as a sum of moment about B is equal to 0. 160 into 6 into 3, need to convert it or you can take it out. 160 into 6 into 3. Actually, it's a 150. It's a one, not a 160. It's a by mistake. Should be 150 here. Let me correct it. It should be 150. 150 into UDL, please convert into point load. 150 into 6, it will be area, put at the centroid and multiply by the remaining distance, which is 3 only, minus, it is going to be rotating this direction about the point B. Fine, so that's why it considered to be positive. So this obviously this coming out to be negative, minus 405. This is also rotating in the same direction as this moment is acting, minus 6 BCB. 6 means a perpendicular distance into BCB equal to 0. VCB, VBC also calculated, VCB also calculated. But you can say, sir, on this side also I'm getting BB A upward. There is also I'm getting BBC also. They are the single joint. Why you are taking different? What we need to do, if they are in same direction, we have to add them, guys. You need to add them. So total force will is here at this port point 517.5 plus 101.25. So let me show you how we can do that. At B point, there are two moments and shear force also from the other side. So total value will coming out to be this is the one value, this is the other value. At B point, what we are getting, we are having in the same direction. One is BBA, other is BBC. So these are the two values, 1 and the 2. You need to sum them up, and ultimately this is the value we are getting from there. So that is a complete basically setup of the question. So this is the value which we are getting. Downward, just a simple way. Upward, this is downward, again upward, downward, upward. Just you need to balance the forces. At this joint, if you see, their summation is coming out to be 0. At this joint, if you see, their summation is also coming to be 0. At this joint is also, if you see, their summation is coming out to be 0. So ultimate, this is the thing you need to mention. Fine. You can draw the shear force and bending moment diagram also. Now, if you going to draw the shear force diagram, what will happen? Just go 101 downward side, continuous with it. Then there is a change, means a direct change, which is coming out approximately, you can say 517, take upward side. And there is a UDL, means the triangular loading will be there at somewhere like here, triangular loading. Then this is the straight line. This is the shear force diagram. Similar, like you can draw the bending moment also. So that is all about the numerical problem. If anybody have any queries, he or she can ask. Most welcome from my side. So the next case for calculation of fixed end moments are the case of uniformly varying load. If there is a load is uniformly varying, means one end is 0, other end is value is maximum, which is W unit length. So as you can see in this particular. So here, if you're going to draw the bending moment diagram, it's obviously it's a 3-degree or third-degree parabola, or you can say cubical arc diagram will be there. And the bending moment also, fixed end moment is also going to be different, because at this point the moment will be more compared to this point. So their diagram will be again same as we have seen in the previous cases also. It's a trapezium kind of diagram. So we just superimpose them. One diagram which is simply spotted beam having a UVL in this direction. So to draw, that is the diagram which will be there. Because in a simply spotted beam, fixed and moments at a spot point will be 0. That's why this parabola is looking like this, you can see. And the other diagram, which is a fixed and case or fixed and moment diagram, which is MA at this point and MB at other point. It's a trapezium kind. So which is shown on your screen. MA is fixed moment at A and MB is the fixed moment at B. So their value we need to find. First of all, consider a AB segment which is simply spotted having a UVL loading. Fine, simply spotted beam you need to consider which one. This is a simply spotted beam if I am trying to draw, and there is a loading. So this is the loading. Fine. For this, we need to calculate the spot reaction first. So spot reaction is nothing but W into L by 2. This is the area where it will be act. It will be act at the centroid and multiply by the remaining distance, which is 2L by 3 from this point. So which is equal to WL square by 3, and RB will coming out to be WL by 3, and RA will be coming out to be WL by 6. So the reaction calculation is now it's a very simple thing because everybody know about it, how to find it out. So we know that mu diagram will be parabola from A to B, that we already seen that from the diagram. And bending moment diagram at any section we need to calculate first bending moment, because bending moment is going to be vary. We need to consider a section, and this height we need to find first. So height will be equal to by taking the similar triangle principle. So this one is divided by total, and this base divided by total base. So you will get this value. So these things we already know about it, how to calculate. So let's see the further point. So span we already know, that is L, mx, which is a moment at any section x, which is coming out to be RB or RA into the perpendicular distance, which is WL by 6 into x minus, this is the height. That is a triangle which is the remaining. Let me draw again for you people. Let me show you again what is the value coming. So this is the diagram. So if you cut this section here, so this is the area I required here, right? So this value is Wx by L. This height divided by total height, this base divided by total base, you will get this height here. So which is Wx by L into x by 2, from where it will act at the perpendicular distance. So here it will act, and what is the perpendicular distance remaining? It is only x by 3. So which is mentioned on your screen also. So this is the x by 3 here. Minus WL, this value coming out to be, this is the value, fine. Solve it and you will get the mx value. Moment at any section x. If you want to calculate, so just take a mu diagram, which is 0 to L, integrate it, or area is nothing but integration of anything. So WL square x by 6, simplified it. This is the WL x square Lx by 6 minus multiply this 6 and Wx cube by L. So Wx cube by 6 into dx. Take W by 6 is a common, or you can say the constant value 0 to L, Lx minus Lx cube by L. Simplified it, you will get the value which is coming out to be WL cube by 24. Fine. So from there, simplifying, and now take the moment mu dash diagram and try to get the values. So mu dash diagram or trapezium area is nothing but half of the those heights divided by into the L, or length, half MA plus MB into L. So we know that area of one to the other will be, one is positive, other will be negative. There should summation should be equal to 0. 12 by 2 MA plus MB equal to minus WL cube by 24. MA plus MB is equal to minus WL square by 12. Again, you can integrate, or you can say put the mu diagram about area about A point. The one point we need to take it out. AX bar means moment of area diagram. Moment of area. Moment of area means area into the perpendicular distance that need to multiply. So 0 to L, WL x was there, Wx into x by 6. So Wx square minus, here the value is Wx cube by 6L was there, and multiply by x, that will be Wx 4 by 6 x by dx. So W by 6, L 0 to L, Lx square by, take the common out. So WL square minus x 4 by L dx. Integrate it, Lx cube by 3 minus x5 by obviously 5L 0 to L. Simplify it, you will get the value here. So compare those, and mu diagram again we need to take the moment of area. Moment of area means MA into L into where it will act at the centroid, multiply by that distance, which will x by 3, or MB into L by 2, the distance where it is going to be at. Now the centroid distance is 2 by 3 of L. One is L by 3, other will be obviously 2L by 3. So total should be equal to L only. So this is the value. Compare them and you will get the value of MA and MB. Equation 1 and 2 we have. Solve for the equations. MA, which is equal to minus WL square by 30, or you can take the complete, means W is equal to WL square by 2. So that's how you can take. These are the values. So this is the moment at MA, which is a fixed end moment with, in case of UBL, from where the point is originating, means you can, so let me draw the diagram again. So this is the actual case. Fine. At this point, fixed end moment will coming out to be W L square by 20, sorry, 30. And here the fixed end moment coming out to be MB, which is equal to WL minus WL square by 21. So I'm not able to draw it properly because with the mouse it's difficult to draw. So these are the values, guys. So this is all about for case of the case for a UBL condition, right? So if it is in this case, so if it is let me draw that as well.